My brother Robert moved to Thailand about 4 years ago, and he was recently in an auto accident in Thailand on his way home from Bangkok. And so he told me this crazy story about the whole insurance process and the accident and everything. So I asked him if he would repeat it for all of you. I think you might find it interesting, especially if you're ever planning to move to Thailand or any other foreign country. His experience was pretty traumatic. It's like when he first moved there and he bought his car. He bought a very expensive brand new car, and I was like, oh my God, how can he drive with thousands and thousands of motorcycles on every street going every which direction? I think he said they ride on the sidewalks and they kind of drive wherever they want. So I thought, man, that would be terrifying to even try to drive there, let alone be in an accident. So let me have him tell you what happened. So you were just saying that when you first moved there, you were even terrified to even think of driving there, right?
Well, before I even moved, when I used to go over there on vacation, they drive so crazy that I couldn't look out the front window because I was so afraid we were going to be in an accident. So I would always just stare out the side like, I don't want to know, don't tell me. Because they drive so...
To us, it seems reckless driving, right?
So much differently. Well,
yeah, differently.
I don't know if it's reckless. It's just they just drive differently than we drive.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not unusual to see a scooter, a motorcycle, a little motorcycle on the sidewalk, driving down the sidewalk. It's not unusual to see them driving the wrong way down the street. It's just to me now, that's just so normal. I don't even pay attention to it.
Now you're used to it.
Yeah, I'm used to it. That's just normal.
Yeah, well, you've been there for almost 4 years now.
Yeah.
So now this accident, it was so interesting because you speak Thai. I mean, you've really learned over the years. You've tried to make an effort to learn Thai, but it's extremely difficult language, right?
Yes.
And so you don't really, I was asking him, I thought maybe he spoke fluent Thai by now. But no, you were saying that even when you do, they sometimes pretend that they don't understand you, right?
Well, Thai is a tonal language, which means there's 5 tones. Mm-hmm. So they use the same word 5 times. They just change the tone. And it can really change the meaning of the word. So you have to really be perfect with your tones. Otherwise, they pretty much don't know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, remember that guy? I think you were in an elevator and you told him to press 1, and he just pretended that he just couldn't understand what you were saying, even though he knew.
And then he said it to me in English, and I said, well, yeah, that's what I said. And he's like, no, you said it this way instead of that way. Oh, my God.
Anyway, so this accident.
Yeah, so I was driving home from Bangkok, and a bus stopped in front of me, so I stopped. And then...
Now, did they stop really fast? Did you say they stopped abruptly or no?
Yeah, so in this particular case, I guess it's just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So the city was doing some work on the sidewalk where the bus stop was. And so the bus was a lane out from where it would normally be. And I think somebody waved it down, and so he slammed on his brakes. And so I put my brakes on. And then next thing I know, wham! We got rear-ended. And so... we rolled a little bit because we got hit pretty hard. I kind of moved out of the way, even though my friend who was in the car, she's like, don't move the car. And in Thailand, you're never supposed to move from an accident. Just leave it where it is.
And you went ahead and moved it anyway.
Well, my inclination right off the bat is to get out of the way, right?
Because here, that's what we do.
And we're on the busiest street in Bangkok, the main Sukhumvit Road.
So you were still kind of in Bangkok, just on your way out?
No, we were in Bangkok. So we had just left the hotel and stopped at a market to pick some stuff up. And then we were going to the expressway to head back to where I live. And we got whacked. So get out of the car. There's a little white car behind me. I think you have the pictures that you're going to put on here.
It looks almost demolished.
That was almost demolished. Well, he got sandwiched, right? He got hit by another city bus behind him.
Oh, he was hit by a bus. Oh,
so the bus hit the white car.
And then pushed it into you again?
And then the white car came in and hit me. So it was all the bus drivers.
Yeah. Both bus drivers' faults, right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So anyway, I have no idea what to do. So thank God my friend Tammy speaks very fluent Thai. And just the chaos. So, we've got 2 out of the 3 lanes of the biggest highway in Bangkok blocked. There's just barely enough room for, I think one of the pictures you'll show, for a bus to get past. It was very chaotic. The tailback, as the British say, was probably 6 or 7 miles long. It was just chaos. So next thing I know, I'm wondering, where's the police? Are the police coming? Nope, no police. So I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes later, I hear this siren. Not like an ambulance siren, but like a little wee-oo, wee-oo. and I see this guy pulling up on a scooter. He's coming down the wrong side of the road.
He was coming the opposite direction.
Coming the opposite direction, and he was on my
my
side, but he was just driving the wrong way.
But I guess all the traffic was stopped by then,
right? Exactly. And he has just like a little tiny square blue light and a red light. It looks like it's just like the family scooter that you would pedal out, and he's put a light on it. Right? Well, lo and behold, it turns out that he's like the coordinator for the volunteer foundation that handles accidents. So the police don't handle accidents in Thailand. The fire department don't handle accidents in Thailand. It's these volunteer foundations that are all over the country that operate ambulances. They handle accidents. And so the little guy comes up on his scooter and he's got his walkie-talkie and he's looking around and he's running around all over and trying to find everybody that was in the cars. Are you hurt? And then he calls some ambulances to come. So, finally the ambulances come and they're like, okay, let's take you to the hospital and just get you checked out and make sure you're all right. Well, my car's there. And I'm like, what happens with the car? And the guy's, we take care of everything. Don't worry about it. So I give him my keys. I'm like, well, I hope I have a car when I get out of the hospital. So go to the hospital, have our x-rays, time to leave. And
now, did they make everybody go to the hospital for x-rays?
No. I think only Tammy and I went because we were the front car. So I did feel like my neck was swollen from getting rear-ended. So I just wanted to make sure.
Well, and when you look at the car, the white car that ran into you.
Yeah, you would be.
Yeah, you would think that.
He was fine.
Isn't that funny?
He was fine.
So you're the one
He didn't even want to go to the hospital.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, go to the hospital, find out Tammy's brother lives in Bangkok, thank goodness, and his wife was helping us kind of with what the process is. Because I don't think either one of us had any idea what the process was.
So even though Tammy is,
Tammy's
she was
half
born
Thai.
in Thailand,
she's a Thai citizen.
But she'd never been in an accident.
Well, no. So she lived in America almost her whole life. She's married to a Marine. They spent 30 years traveling all over the world wherever he was, or she lived in North Carolina. So she spent most of her life not in Thailand.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, she moved back. They moved back to Thailand the same month I did.
Oh, really? How funny.
So anyway, lo and behold, to find out, once we're done at the hospital, we have to go to the police station. So apparently, all of the vehicles have been towed to the police station. So we get in a taxi, go to the police station. Sure enough, pull up in front of the police station. I see my car, the white car, the bus. So everything gets taken to the police station. Now we have to wait for a policeman to show up because it's Sunday, and I guess none of them are working in the station. So he finally shows up, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes later. I did leave out, by the way, the minute you have the accident, the insurance company comes to you. So the insurance company already showed up. So they're at the police station when I get there. So my insurance, the white car insurance, the bus insurance, they're already there. So as we're talking then to the police officer and each telling him, we're just sitting at a desk giving our story, each the three of us. The insurance company's already outside. They're crawling under the car. They've made a list of everything that needs to be fixed or repaired. And they're just waiting to get a copy of the police report. They get the police report. They hand me a sheet of paper and they say, okay, take the car and get it fixed. Nothing to pay at the hospital because the insurance pays for all that. So there's no out-of-pocket, nothing. They'll even reimburse me for the car being towed to the police station. It's a very interesting process.
But now, didn't you say that somebody was at the police station? They told the bus driver he had to pay a fine?
Yeah, so the first thing the police officer wanted to know, and he was just being informal, was just asking the three of us who caused the accident. The bus driver said me, and he said 5,000 baht fine. So he took 5,000 baht, which is, I don't know, about $170 or so. So he fined the bus driver right on the spot.
And he just paid it right there.
And he paid it right there. He just had to put the cash out.
And everyone agreed that it was the bus driver. So.
Yeah, everybody agreed that it's pretty easy. I got rear-ended by the white car who got hit by the bus.
The other bus,
so that was pretty easy. But it's just a very interesting process. It's so different, And then I take the car to the repair facility to get it fixed. And I think I was telling you, the insurance company actually orders the parts specific based on what their agent has written down on this paper. So the insurance company orders the parts and ships them to the garage to fix my car, and then the garage just basically replaces everything and fixes it all up and gives it back to me. But it's so...
And now how much do you pay for insurance? Car insurance?
My insurance for the entire year is about $600.
Wow, so a lot less.
And that's the highest level of insurance you can get.
And oh, really? So any car?
Yeah. So they, unlike the United States, where there's just a whole bunch of, there's just what they call A insurance or B insurance in Thailand. A insurance is full comprehensive and collision, and then, like I told you, you get to pick how much you want the insurance company to give you if your car is totaled, and you pay based on that. So it's really very interesting.
And you're paying for the total amount, right? Or as much as
the highest that they'll reimburse me, that's what I'm paying for.
Yeah.
So
and it's still $600 a year.
Still $600 a year. Yeah. If I wanted to take less, I could probably have insurance for $200 a year.
Wow.
So it's very inexpensive. And the thing is, you have an accident, your insurance does not go up. That price is the price. That's just what it is. They don't raise your insurance. They don't lower your insurance.
Wow.
Nothing. So it's very interesting.
It sounds so much more efficient and better than here in the U.S.
It is, and I think I was very confused, of course, during the accident because I had no idea what the process was or what to do. But once you've been through it, you realize it's just so much simpler that the insurance comes to you before you've even driven home. You've got everything's already taken care of.
It's also weird that everyone would do that like within an hour or two. Well, no, you said the whole thing took about 3, 4, 5 hours.
It did, because we were at the hospital probably 2 hours waiting to get an X-ray, and then by the time we got to the police station, it was probably another hour and a half. So yeah, say about 5 hours from accident to start.
But that everybody would wait for you, and did you say they had to wait? Everybody had to stay at the station until you got
we got there.
Your X-ray.
Yeah. That's how it is. That's just how the process in Thailand works.
Yeah, so it's very efficient. Just get it all taken care of. It's all done, and
there's no coming back later. There's no drive your car to the insurance and they'll look at it.
No lawsuits or anything.
Now,
you didn't have any whiplash or anything, right?
No.
So you knew right then. They said no, you're fine.
Yeah, the doctor said you're fine,
and you probably wouldn't have sued anyway. But would there have even been a way to sue if you wanted? I mean, they don't do lawsuits there, do they?
They do lawsuits there, but
it has to be something pretty major, like.
No, I
if you're run over and killed,
I was telling John this yesterday. One of the most interesting things about Thailand is the police would rather be what's the word I'm looking for? They would rather be a go-between between you and the person that you might want to sue. So let's say in this case where there was an accident, if I said I'm going to sue that guy, normally what would happen? The police would sit the two of us down and have us work out a settlement ourselves. A mediator. Thailand wants to keep things out of the court as much as possible, so they really want the two parties to work things out on their own. And the police generally are the ones that will help the two parties negotiate. I am such a calm, slow, I don't want to say slow, I mean I drive the speed limit, but I'm not aggressive driver. I'm just not.
Well, especially in a foreign country, you're not going to want to do that. You're going to want to be as, stick to all the rules and regulations as possible. So, geez. Yeah. So did you ever anticipate that you'd ever be in an accident over there, an auto accident?
I didn't think I would ever be in an accident. I never thought I would drive. I was so afraid to drive. And, Thailand drives on the opposite side of the United States. So just that alone, we drive on the left. Just that alone, I had been driving here since I was 16, so 40 years.
Yeah, on one side.
And I had to rewire my brain, and so every time for the first month I would get in the car, I'm like, stay on the left, stay on the left, stay on the left. So it's I just never thought I would drive. Now, I drive all over the place, and I don't even think twice about anything. It's just, I'm so used to the behavior of how Thais drive now that I don't get surprised by anything. So I love it. It's just fun to have the freedom to be able to drive your car and go wherever you want to go.
Well, it's true, especially since you don't live right in Bangkok, like a large city. You're out by the beach.
Yep.
And so you definitely need to have some transportation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess, do they have like Ubers like they have here? And
in Bangkok, there's...
But not like out where you live.
No, it's called Grab.
Yeah.
So Grab is the big company in Bangkok. Mm-hmm. But out where I live, there are some private taxis. But then there's also, Thailand uses something, and this is all over Thailand, it's called a song tao. So a song tao is a pickup truck, and they've put a cage on the back of the pickup truck.
And you just sit in
like
there.
A roof and
two benches. Oh, yeah, I've seen those in movies.
And you jump in, they call them the bot bus, and they're usually 5 baht. And you get in, and they just slowly drive it down the road, and you wave him down when you want to get in, and you just jump out when you want to jump out, and he'll see you jump out.
Have you tried those?
No.
No?
No.
Well, maybe I'll have to try one.
I'll tell you why I won't try one, but I don't want to tell you on camera because people would be traumatized.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I definitely know. Of course, now everyone's going to want to know, but...
Well, Thailand, I'll just say this. Thailand has the second highest road traffic deaths in the world.
Second highest?
Only behind Bangladesh.
I think you told me that when you first went over there, and that's why I was like, why would you get a car? Oh, my God.
Yeah, only behind Bangladesh.
Really?
So these song taos are usually how kids get to school every day. Parents don't take the kids to school; they take these song tao
Yeah.
buses because they drive to the left and they drive really, really slow because they're picking people up.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon for a semi-trailer to run into the back of these and kill 9, 10, 12 school kids.
Really?
I mean, it happens, once a month in Thailand, somewhere.
Seriously?
Yeah, so I'm like, never getting on one of those. Ever.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Never.
All right, so that's good warning for people visiting. Just,
Me, no song
just be advised. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no one's going to get, the country's not going to get mad at you for saying that, right?
No, it's the truth. They try everything they can think of to drop the number of road traffic accidents. It's just when so many people are riding motorcycles and scooters, little scooters, when Thais drive like they're crazy on their scooters, it's going to happen.
Well, I was just saying the other day when at Marsh we went to visit her friend who died on a motorcycle accident. I said when we were growing up, it's like all the kids I knew from school who died, they were all died on motorcycles. And I was here in the U.S. back in the 60s before there were even that many people around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Can you imagine that?
I'm pretty sure 95% of the road traffic deaths in Thailand are scooters.
How many? What percent?
95%.
Wow. Yeah, but people still do it. Well, a lot over there because they don't have the money. They don't have any other option, right? I mean, a lot of them.
Correct.
They just that's
their only car. And if you ever go to Thailand, be prepared. You'll see, Dad will be he'll be riding it, and he'll have his baby sitting on the seat in front of him. No car seat, just the baby's just sitting there holding on. I mean, it's like the first thing you learn in Thailand is how to hold on to the steering wheel. So there'd be a 2-year-old, and then there would be 2 more kids behind him.
Holding on.
And then mom at the back. So there's like 5 people on
one
a little tiny
motorcycle.
scooter. Yeah, like a little Honda Click.
Wow.
And that's how they get around. But that's all the money they have. I mean, they can't afford it.
So they have no other option.
So that's how they get around.
Wow. Yeah, I'd be terrified just to drive, be afraid I'd run into one or knock them over or something in my car.
Yeah. It's terrifying.
Yeah, so I'm glad you've gotten used to it, and I'm glad your first accident hopefully is your last accident.
Hopefully it'll be my only accident.
Yeah, and it wasn't worse than it was. But
no.
Yeah, I'll show the pictures of the car and the bus and everything on this, and I think everyone's going to be surprised when they see maybe I'll use it as a thumbnail, so they won't be surprised. But I was surprised when you showed me. You told me the story, and I thought, well, okay, but you got because you weren't hurt or anything.
No.
I thought maybe you got a little fender bender. I didn't realize it almost demolished the car. Almost that hit you was almost demolished.
Oh yeah,
almost.
Well, he got.
I wonder if he got totaled.
It was totaled. Yeah, you couldn't have fixed that car.
Wow. Well, so you were initiated. So now you've hopefully provided a service to anyone going to Thailand or Bangladesh or India.
I think it's just fascinating. I don't know if anyone's fascinated sitting in Pennsylvania, but I think it's just so fascinating how different the world is and how it's just developed in such different ways.
Yeah. Well, that's part of, I guess, traveling. You learn a lot, and especially living in another country.
Yeah.
You really learn a lot more. So, all right. Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Robert.
Bet. Absolutely.
All right. See you all in the next video, everyone.
Bye, everyone.